Welcome to BetterThanJordan.com. It's your boy Lucrecio back at you. All right. Make sure you go to the website BetterThanJordan.com and follow. There's going to be a lot more exclusive content on the website. As far as the podcast, the radio show that's coming soon, and also there's a column going up later today about why Lance Stevenson should join the Atlanta Hawks. All right. So the big news for today is that apparently Mr. Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat and also we found out Chris Bosh have both also opted out of their contracts, both leaving over $40 million on the table with the Miami Heat in order to opt out. Now, to some, this was a fairly expected move. Um, it's almost like a necessary situation. They did free up like $55 million under the cap, which I think is a record. So basically, they're building the team from scratch. So they have. I don't even think they've signed Napier to a contract yet because they just drafted him a couple of days ago. And so Norris Cole is the only one under contract, and I believe if it has not already gone through, there's currently a trade with Norris Cole and a future draft pick going to Toronto for Kyle Lowry. All right. If that trade, now this doesn't, I don't want to get ahead of myself, or I don't want any Cleveland fans or Miami fans or any basketball fans to get ahead of themselves, because this does not necessarily mean that they're working together and LeBron James is coming back. There's a likelihood that that's what's happening here. But anytime people are free agents, you never really know. Now, obviously, Dwayne Wade is opting out just to see what happens. If LeBron and Bosh come back, I think Dwayne Wade will have a relatively small contract. If they do not come back, or if LeBron doesn't come back, I think they'll max him out. And I think LeBron earlier this season made a joke about Dwayne Wade getting a Kobe Bryant type contract or whatever later this season. So remember, all of this stuff are options. Now, and also any fan or any insider or basketball pro or whatever the case that are worried about the Heat getting Carmelo Anthony, if it's not as a replacement, if it's in addition to LeBron, you can almost count that out, because the last thing the Heat need to worry about is Carmelo Anthony. All right. The first name they should be worried about is Marcin Gortat, and if not Gortat, then they need to be looking at Greg Monroe. They need another big in there. If they keep the big three together, which is a possibility, they need another big in there to back up Chris Bosh on the starting line. So on the front line. So Gortat, in my opinion, would be perfect for that. He's a good defender, good rim protector. He doesn't have like the best offensive game. It's not like you kick it into the post and just let him do work. He has a couple moves and he's okay, but he's not that guy. But you don't necessarily need that guy. You have enough weapons as far as offense, as far as Chris Bosh in the post and also stretching the floor, and with LeBron and Kyle Lowry and Wade and in addition to whoever else they add. So if they get Lowry, which should be the first thing they look at, is upgrading the point guard position. Lowry would be like the best point guard LeBron has even played with his career so far. So if they were to re-sign Mr. James, re-sign Bosh, re-sign Wade, Wade, first of all, needs to be making roughly what Manu Ginobili makes, which is around $7 million. If Wade is making more than $10 million, you're just wasting money on the cap, and they're not there to be wasting money, to be paying him a lot of money for nothing. The Heat need to get away from paying these people based on names. LeBron's game is the only one that still warrants a max contract. All right, and I don't even think he'll end up getting a max contract if he decides to come. I think he'll get in the range of $18 million. Chris Bosh needs to be making from $12 to $15 million, and Dwayne Wade needs to be making like $7 million a year. Completely serious, $7 million a year. Any more than that is overpaying for him. He needs to be a sixth man on the team. He needs to essentially be Manu Ginobili going forward in his career. Essentially be Manu Ginobili. They need to find another shooting guard to play in front of him, and if he's going to be in and out the whole season, he needs to be coming off the bench so he doesn't cause inconsistency in their lineups. So Kyle Lowry, Marcin Gortat. I think Gortat will command like $8 to $10 million. So that's going to be a big signing. Kyle Lowry, I think he might want 8 to 10 mil, but I think he could potentially settle for a little bit less to play for a championship team. Um, and they need some other pieces. There are other pieces out there. I heard Trevor Ariza being thrown around. I don't love Trevor Ariza. He's pretty good. I like him on the defensive end of the basketball. I don't think he's a consistent enough corner 3-point shooter. I think he makes them, but I don't think it's consistent enough. All right, I would like to see them get another lead two guard for that position. And then they also need to shore up their bench a little bit. So I say in free agency they need to get 8 players deep, 7 or 8 players deep, and then fill out the rest of the roster from there. But they need to get 8, solid contributors. I believe Brandon Rush might be on the market. He might be somebody they want to look into. Now it widely looks like he's done in the NBA as far as being people believing he could be a star or anything, but I do think he could be a solid role player for a team of this caliber. But those are the main two I think they need to go. Kyle Lowry, Marcin Gortat. If not Marcin Gortat, they need to look at Greg Monroe. But those are the guys that they really need to focus on to support the big three, assuming they choose to stay in Miami, which is not a foregone conclusion. NBA free agency is going to be very interesting. I believe Carmelo ends up in maybe Chicago. I could see him going to Dallas as well. I don't see him going to Houston. I don't think, while I could see it happening, I guess, I don't see that really changing their situation all that much. I see them still being like a second round and out type team, even with Carmelo Anthony, to be honest. You don't build a team just by throwing names together that don't really fit or don't even complement each other. The Rockets don't play very good defense. All they play too much gimmick basketball, and I don't love it. Too many threes. I understand that's the numbers say 3-pointers and layups are the only good shots to take or whatever, but I don't buy into that. You play the game. All right, you play the game, you come up with a game plan, you execute the game plan. Shooting threes and not playing defense is not a game plan that will lead you anywhere. Yeah, Dirk, free agent. Dirk's not leaving. And there's a couple others out there. I think there's 40 of them that have the option to be free agents this year that are notable. So, but ultimately, D Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron, all free agents. LeBron is going to be doing meetings next week in Cleveland, ironically, because that's where his office is. People are going to come to Cleveland to give him their sales pitches. If he elects to go back to Miami, I do think Pat Riley will have to prove it. We'll have to build the team, and we'll have to get all these people under contract before he resigns. And so that basically gives anybody else, mainly the Cavaliers. I think the Cavaliers are the only one with a realistic chance of bringing them back, because I believe that he would want to go back to win a championship for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're the only team with a viable way to get him back, in my opinion. I do think Andrew Wiggins could be the new Scottie Pippen to LeBron, meaning, obviously he's not the playmaker, but meaning that he would give LeBron a little bit of ease on defense, being able to switch over to the best scoring option, best perimeter scorer, and letting LeBron rest a little bit on defense, which is something that he hasn't really had. Dwayne Wade earlier on was also a very good defender, but obviously those days appear to be over. Anyway, subscribe, like the video, check out betterthanjoin.com, follow the page so you can get the email reminders of new content, and keep your eye out for the radio show coming pretty soon. All right, see you next time.